What's your favorite personal project that you've done outside of personal?
I'll answer that one. For me, it was during my time as a freshman going all the way up to my senior year at Temple. Many of you may be familiar with Intro to iOS application development at Temple. And there was only one section in the class, and seniors or upperclassmen gets priority for registration. By the time I was able to register for class, the section was always full. So I was never able to get into the class. So what I did, I knew that Apple released iBooks every time they released a new Swift version. So I started reading Swift and learning Swift on my own, on my downtime. And as time progressed, I started building iOS applications. The project that I worked on was pretty much like a color coordination game. It's very simple, but I think over my time from freshman all the way up to senior, I learned how to do graphic design. I learned how to incorporate in-app advertisements. I learned a little bit about AWS when everyone was talking about cloud computing around the time I was in college. It was a thing that was coming up, and I was actually applying the skills and not looking to get a certification. When I talk about certifications is that all it shows is that you studied and you passed a test. Now, with your experience showed that you demonstrated the skills. So I look at it as like a cake with icing. So I rather have the cake than the icing rather than the icing. So the certification is the icing on the top, but building the app itself, I went to the career fair, the spring career fair during my junior year. It was my first time going to a career fair. Had 50 copies of my resume, and I spoke to every single table. Of course, the first 5 tables that I went to, my pitch sucked. So I continued to improvise, and then I got in front of multiple tables like JP Morgan, TD Bank, Burlington Coat Factory, and TD Bank and Burlington Coat Factory wanted to schedule a follow-up interview. And that's how I got my foot in the door at TD Bank. So having that project on hand, that project got my foot in the door.